Have you ever sat down to write and realized you don't know where to start? Or worse, you get halfway through your story and don't know how to keep it moving? Well, you're not alone. Many authors struggle with the planning phase, where outlining comes in. A solid outline is the backbone of your book and can save you time, frustration, and even writer's block. So, how do you outline your book for maximum efficiency? Let's break it down. First thing first, why should you even outline? Some writers love outlining while others feel it stifles creativity. But whether you're a planner or a pantser, having at least a basic outline can make your writing process faster, smoother, and more efficient. A good outline acts as a roadmap for your book. It helps you visualize the structure, ensuring your plot flows logically and your characters develop naturally. Think of it like the GPS for your writing journey. It guides you from the opening scene to the final chapter, helping you avoid wrong turns, dead ends, and unnecessary detours. Without an outline, you're writing blindly, and while it might work for some, it often leads to plot holes, pacing issues, and frustrating rewrites. Imagine trying to build a house without blueprints. You can piece something together, but will it have a strong foundation? Will the rooms connect the way they should? Will it even stand up for long? That's what writing without an outline is like. You might end up with something, but it won't be as strong, structured, or as polished as it could be. An outline doesn't have to be rigid. It can be as detailed or flexible as you want, but having one saves time, reduces writer's block, and gives your story direction. Outlining is the way to go if you want to write efficiently without getting lost in your own story. Now, let's dive into how to outline your book. So, before you get lost in the details of individual chapters, start by zooming in and looking at the broader structure of your story. This is where you define your book's main themes, central conflict, and overall trajectory. Instead of worrying about every little scene, focus on where your story begins and where it ultimately needs to go. Ask yourself key questions. What is the central theme of my book? What is the central conflict? Where does the story begin and where does it end? What key moments need to happen to connect these points? By mapping out these broad strokes, you create a clear sense of direction, making it easier to fill in the details later. This approach keeps your story focused, prevents unnecessary tangents, and ensures that every scene serves a purpose in the bigger picture. Once your foundation is strong, you can break things down into smaller sections. These key turning points move your plot forward and create natural progression. You can structure these milestones using the 3-act model or identify the critical moments that need to happen. In the 3-act model, the structure is broken down as follows. Act 1. Set up the world and introduce the conflict. This includes your inciting incident, which kicks off the story and propels your protagonist into action. Act 2. The confrontation or rising action. Here, you'll hit the midpoint twist, a turning point that raises the stakes and changes the course of the story. Act 3. The resolution or climax. This is the high point of your story where the conflict is resolved and your character's journey comes to a head. By identifying these major milestones early on, you're creating a series of checkpoints that help guide you through the writing process. These milestones act like signposts along a road, making sure you don't get lost in the unnecessary scenes or lose focus on the main plot. These key moments don't need to be detailed at this stage. Just identify them as broad events crucial to the story structure. Once you have your milestones in place, it becomes much easier to fill in the gaps, develop scenes, and keep your writing on track as you move forward. Before we continue, I want to remind you to hit the like button if you find this video helpful. And don't forget to subscribe. I upload new videos weekly with writing tips, tricks, and inspiration to help you on your self-publishing journey. Turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any new content. Outlining isn't just about mapping out the main plot. It's also about making sure your characters and subplots align with the story. The journey of your characters is just as important as the events that happens to them. So take the time to flesh out your characters' motivations, goals, and obstacles. Ask yourself questions like, what does my protagonist want? And why do they want it? What internal or external obstacles are they facing? How do their personal goals conflict with the story's main plot? By identifying your character's desires and challenges early in the outlining process, you'll ensure they're not just passive participants in the story, but active narrative drivers. You want your character's actions to feel motivated and meaningful, which requires aligning their journey with the larger plot. Also, don't forget about the subplots. These secondary storylines are essential to giving your book depth and must serve a purpose. Make sure each subplot ties into the central conflict or helps develop a character's arc. The last thing you want is a subplot that feels tacked on or goes nowhere, leaving readers confused or disengaged. Outlining your characters and subplots ensures that everything works towards a common goal, advancing the plot, deepening character arcs, and creating a richer, more engaging story. This step prevents wasted time and energy on ideas that might ultimately distract from your book's flow. One of the most important things I can tell you about outlining is that outlines are not set in stone. As much as an outline helps guide your writing, it should remain flexible. It's a tool, not a rigid structure. Writing is a dynamic process, and as you get deeper into your story, you'll likely come up with new ideas, plot twists, or character developments that weren't in your original plan, and that's okay. An outline is meant to help you stay on track, but shouldn't restrict your creativity. Think of it as a living document that can evolve as your story takes shape. If you feel that a subplot doesn't work or that the pacing needs adjusting, feel free to shift things around. Maybe you realize that a character's motivations have changed or the story's tone needs tweaking. This is a natural part of the process. Being open to adjustments will only strengthen your story in the long run. In fact, embracing flexibility can lead to unexpected and exciting improvements in your plot. Maybe a new idea sparks while you're writing, or a character does something you didn't expect. If it feels right, incorporate it. Don't be afraid to deviate from your outline if it serves the story better. The outline is there to help guide you, not to limit your creativity. It's your framework, but the true magic happens when you give yourself the freedom to explore and adjust. Now that you understand the importance of outlining, it's time to decide how you will outline your book. There are many different outlining methods, and the right one for you depends on your writing style and how much structure you prefer. If you love structure, you might want to break your outline down into chapters or even scenes, detailing the plot progressions, character arcs, and emotional beats. This method works well for writers who love to have a clear map of the entire journey before they even begin. For others, A more fluid outline with broad strokes, like a list of major plot points or themes, could be the best fit. There are also a variety of tools available to help with outlining. Digital tools like Scrivener, Google Docs, or even Microsoft Word are popular for their organizational features. They allow you to quickly move sections around, add notes, and track changes. If you prefer something more tactile, use index cards, sticky notes, or a bullet journal to create a visual outline you can rearrange on your desk. The key is to experiment with different methods until you find the one that makes outlining easy and intuitive. Everyone's brain works differently, so take the time to explore what works best for your writing process. Now that you know how to outline your book for maximum efficiency, the next step is establishing a consistent writing routine. If you're struggling to find time or focus, you'll want to check out my video where I dive into strategies you need to make a writing daily habit and how to stay on track. Click here to watch it, and I'll see you there.